Hello everyone and welcome to Until the End of Time. My name is Veronica. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a while and so I figured that I would take a moment to chat with you all, but also to just play some Arkham because if I'm being completely honest, part of the reason why I haven't made a lot of Arkham content recently is because I just haven't been playing a lot of Arkham and it has very little to do with the game and a lot to do with my life. If you haven't seen some of my previous videos on the topic, that's totally fine. I mean, you're here for the Arkham content, not for my life, but in case you do care, because I know some of you probably do, I've been in the last stretch of my study for what feels like forever right now, and it's not been going as smoothly as I'd hoped. There was a lot of bureaucratic nightmares and stuff not being finished on not my side of the table, right? Like exams not being able to be taken, stuff like that not being figured out. And so it all took a lot longer than I would have hoped, with a lot more stress than I would have liked, and as a result, I just haven't had as much time to spend on hobbies. But as of recording, yesterday I finished my last exam. Woo! So I am done. I will hopefully get my degree in a matter of weeks, and then it's on to a job hunt. So I don't know if that means that there will be more Arkham content, like more rapidly going forward. But at least I figured, hey, I've got a little chance to talk to you all and get a little sense of where I've been and what's going on. Because let's be honest, there also hasn't been that much Arkham news other than the big one, which is we are going up against Cthulhu in the next expansion, the Drowned City. More on that probably later or another time because I actually don't have that much to say about the Drowned City right now. I think it's neat. I think it's cool. I'm excited to see what it means. But as of right now, I'm totally fine. Just like waiting for preview season to start. Now, one thing that I have been doing is the campaign play along, but that has also come with a couple of asterisks. So if you don't know, campaign play along is something that I host over at the Mythosbusters Discord server, discord.gg/Mythosbusters, and it was a pandemic project of mine. It was super fun. It was a way for community to come together and chat about Arkham in a time where we weren't able to go to people's houses. But it was something that I loved that it existed. I loved doing, but it was another thing that I had to organize, that I had to take care of. And I'm also a moderator on that server. I'm also just, again, I was studying. So, sometime in the last year, I asked volunteers to try and take over for me, and there were a bunch of volunteers, which is extremely generous. And so, as of right now, the first campaign play along that's not being hosted by me, but is instead hosted by these 5 volunteers, is running. It's a Carcosa playthrough, and it's going really well, and I'm really excited for it. And I'll talk about some of the innovations that have been going on. But I just wanted to say, like, big shout outs to the new campaign play along organizers. You guys are, and gals and everybody, are the best. For those of you who have no idea what the campaign play along is, it's you basically play one scenario of Arkham a week. You talk about it in the Discord server, and you have a limited card pool, which is the core set, the investigator starter decks, and then the campaign we're playing. So Carcosa in this case. One thing that this campaign does differently, that the last campaign that I organized also did differently, is it introduces these contracts, um, which are ways of adding cards to your deck that are from outside the card pool, usually either featuring some kind of restriction or some kind of cost. So, for example, isolated, you can only take isolated if there's a single investigating campaign. So if you're playing true solo, you can take this, otherwise you can't. And then you can choose one card name that isn't in the card pool, and you can add it. I mean, I guess that technically you could pick a card name that is in the card pool, but why? And these are all optional. You don't have to use these if you want to go for the classic campaign play along experience. But I like them because they add a lot more depth to the card pool. Because I think that restriction was always something that was meant to make people more excited to play, to give more nuance to it. But sometimes it did feel like, oh, if I could just take this one card, my deck would be so much better. And so I am playing Alessandra. I've completed the first 2 scenarios. We've done quite well. We interviewed a couple of people. We escaped out of a burning house. Don't worry about it. How that fire started. And I decided let's lay low at the Excelsior Hotel. Not sure what's going on over here. There's a. Oh, I see. 1 second. There's a zone here. on account of me loading the... How do I delete that? Ah, there we go. That's from the... Hello? Yeah. Because I loaded in all the contracts, which is a separate file. You can actually get in the server if you want. If you're playing on TTS, you can... Here we go. So... Yeah, back to it. Sorry about that. So, one of the things that I think makes... I like playing Excelsior Hotel as part of the Carcosa campaign. I think it adds a lot of fun opportunities for story, because obviously the madness of the King Yellow doesn't stop when we escape from the burning house, and instead we are laying low at this weird hotel. And so we will begin play at... so yeah, for those of you who haven't played Excelsior Hotel yet, not this is not the scenario or the chance to learn how the scenario works, because I'm basically going to kind of rush through it. But I wanted to show off like my play along deck, and I always want to kind of talk about stuff. And if people show up in chat, because right now I've actually got 0 viewers, so that's fine. Then I'll answer any questions you might have. But I think this is mostly just an excuse for me to play some Arkham and to have my channel not be quite as dead as it has been in the past. So, real quick, my contracts I have isolated, and I believe with isolated I have named Vamp. Yeah, so as a quick reminder, your signature card and your investigator card and your weakness, obviously, they don't have to come from the card pool anyway. You can play anybody in any campaign, but Alessandra, her ability lets you parlay an additional time a turn. She really wants more parlay cards. I have the 3 copies of Bagal, but that's not enough. And so I picked up Vamp. Very flexible tool for dealing with a lot of problems. Usually this is dealing 2 damage, but I've also used it to get clues, and I might have used it to remove Doom at one point. And I've also grabbed Find Clothes with Act 1, which is not ominous at all. So, limit 1 per deck, purchase deck creation. When you purchase it, you suffer a mental trauma. You also get 1 experience, which is nice, and you add a card to the card pool. When presented with the option, you must take Act 2. I don't know what Act 2 does yet, and I'm very terrified, and also very delighted, because this is gonna be fun. Alright, so we have 1 mental trauma, so we're starting with 1 horror. Let's see, we have the lead deck, and if I'm not mistaken, we have a Bloodstained Dagger, which we may have used to murder somebody, don't worry about it. And I think we're ready to begin. Yeah, so the idea of this scenario is we have to find out what's going on, or what happened, which means we have to spend 2 clues, we need to get 2 leads, and that then determines the second half of the scenario. Let's go to opening hand. That one doesn't count. Okay, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. The one thing that we don't have is a good way to get a clue, but we have Leo DeLuca, who is just fantastic early on. Combined with this emergency cash, it means that we can play him turn 1 without losing too much tempo. I think I'm gonna mulligan the Nimble. I think I'm keeping this pickpocketing level 2 because that card is so good in solo. And obviously Find Clothes also great for making all parlay tests easier, plus potentially being some soak. But we'll see how that one plays out. Alright, so let's reveal the location. We have to test a willpower, combat, and intellect test to clean the blood, hide the body, and tidy up the room. We did just draw Guts as our replacement, so that's not terrible. Let's start by playing Emergency Cash, and then immediately playing Leo DeLuca. I don't think there's any asset hate in this scenario, so I'm not worried about losing Leo. Let's just try it. So there's a willpower 3 test. If you succeed, remember that we've cleaned up the blood. Let's try that. I'll commit a Guts. Skull. Number of guest enemies in play. Currently 0. So let's draw a card. And remember that we have cleaned up the blood. Alright. 1 down, 2 to go. You could try for that intellect test, but we only be 1 up. Isn't great. I think I'm just gonna draw another card. Okay, well, I was hoping to draw into like a cigarette case or something that will, be kind of an engine. But here we are. Bagal. Oh, Bagal's is good. Okay, so Doom on. Counter card. Let me just quickly remind you how this agenda works. So it's 3 Doom, but if you're solo, it's a +1, so it's 4 Doom. Blood on your hand. Test willpower 2. Increase the difficulty for each innocent enemy in the victory display. Well, there are none. If you fail, take 2 horror. And if I'm at a crime scene location, I must also choose and discard a card from my hand. Well, I believe this is a crime scene. So, not great. I'm 1 over. But I do have some cards in my hand that I'm not too worried to lose. Like, if I lose the backstab here, it's not great. But I don't have money for 2 backstabs anyway, so we're just going to go for it. Cultist, -1. If there's an innocent enemy in the victory display, reveal not a token. Well, there's not, so we pass. Alright, let's draw another card. This is one of those situations where the campaign play along card pool kind of makes this tricky, because if I had something like Kicking the Hornet's Nest, it would be fantastic here to start using Beguile for all kinds of parlay shenanigans, but we just can't do that. I've got all these agility icons in my hand that don't do anything. Draw another card. Sneak attack. Well, it's at the very least an intellect icon. Let's just try to tidy up the room. Elder Sign, which does nothing because it does stuff with enemies, and there are no enemies. Alright. You have tidied up the room. Alright. Because if I remember correctly, if we want to convince the police that we were, you know, not involved in this whole debacle, we have to clean the evidence of our involvement. Let's just drop the fine clothes right now. Worst case, it might have to soak for Leo or something. Alright, so upkeep. We got an unexpected courage. Excellent. That's exactly what we need to get this combat test done. Duomon, 2 out of 4. And we have a hotel guest. Oh, you're coming just in time. So the hotel guest, aloof patrol near a crime scene location. The end of the enemy phase, if she is at a crime scene location, you add a doom to her, and you can parlay her with willpower or intellect 3, and if you succeed, you discard her. Now, this is actually really unfortunate timing, because at the enemy phase, she's gonna move to the room and then get a doom on her. So we have to deal with her now. We could try doing stuff like beguiling her, but the reality is that it's not worth the effort. Alright. Let's start by trying to clean up, or by hiding the body. I think that's what we're doing with the combat test. Yeah. So we're doing some unexpected courage to bring us up to 4, backstab to bring us up to 5, -1. I am way overcommitting on all these tests. Hidden the body. Alright, so this room is now cleared of our involvement. I think Alessandra is very good at that sort of thing. Let's move into the 2nd floor hall. After we enter location, we may immediately move to connect location, but then we have to pull token, and if we pull bad one, we get a encounter card. Let's parlay this hotel guest. We're testing against intellect, and because we have fine closeout, we're testing against difficulty 1. We're at 4, -1. This gets discarded, not defeated, so it doesn't go into the victory display. Thank you very much. The clue here is only 1 shroud, so let's try to grab it. Nice. And, I think we just draw a card last action. Kind of bad, but, well. It's my basic weakness. Incredibly thematic for this campaign. And actually not that bad for this character slash playstyle. Sometimes you just have to investigate a location with no clues on it for no value, but stuff like the Man in the Pallet Mask also counts for this, so yeah, it has worked out in the past. Let's upkeep. Oh, lockpicks. Now those are useful. Doomon. So it's 3 out of 3, but because we are playing solo, we get an extra Doom threshold. And we are driven to madness. Well, we aren't. Somebody else would be, but because there's no humanoid enemies in play, it gains surge. And we find the conspicuous staff. Spawns at the nearest crime scene location. It's going to be back here. Preys on the most clues and has Hunter. Interesting. Hey, hi Matt. Nice to see you in the chat. Also, for anybody watching this, go check out. I always get the name of the channel and the name of the people mixed. It's Great Old One Gaming, right? Is the name of the channel. I feel so bad about forgetting this. We've been doing some videos on the box on the Hemlock Vale box with Metastrophic and with Men from Lang, and it's been absolutely fantastic. You should check those out, if only for seeing Matt absolutely lose his mind at some of the Seeker cards that they printed, because it's an experience. I'll make sure to put some links. Yeah, it's the Whisper. Sorry, it's a Whisper from Darkness. It's a Great Old Ones Gaming podcast, but the videos are uploaded to the Whisper in Darkness channel. Am I saying that correctly? Because yeah, I get those things mixed up sometimes. My apologies. Yes. Okay. So I need 2 clues in order to advance. I think there's a clue here. I'm not just saying that because I accidentally flipped this and there's a clue on there already. So let's move over here. Let's play the lockpicks, which is a second action. Third action, we're gonna lockpick here. Difficulty 4, which is tricky, but yeah, we'll make it happen. All right, nice. We get this clue, and we're gonna spend 1 clue to draw our first lead. Now, which one do we want? Is there a specific one that we want? Because I don't want the brain in the jar, because that's less XP, and Matt can definitely agree with me there. We want all the XP. We get the Tome of Rituals. Put into play in your play area. When defeated, give control Tome of Rituals to another investigator. A magic book, its pages ancient and weathered. As you pace through, a leaflet falls out. Picking it up, you see it contains a simple message. The Enclave awaits below. Yeah, so one of the quote-unquote gimmicks of the scenario is that there are 5 leads, and you draw 2 of them each time you play through the scenario. So there's 10 possible combinations that you will encounter, and each of them has a different kind of final act. Alright, so enemy phase, these staff members move over here. I think they're going to make for an excellent little buddy once I beguile them. And then we upkeep. Nice, watch this. More resources. We can definitely use that. We doom on, we advance. And if I remember correctly, a lot of stuff happens now. Alright. Oh, I forgot that What Have You Done is a terrible weakness for Alessandra. Whoops. So what happens? We draw Sergeant Moreau and put him into the foyer. So he's actually really nice. We can use him to hurt enemies. He's basically like a super guard dog. We spawn a Arkham officer here. And then because we're playing solo, we don't spawn the second one. And then we shuffle the officers and the discard pile into the encounter deck. We draw What Have You Done as a weakness that is added to our deck for the rest of the campaign, so that's pretty bad. And for each of the following circumstances, we put a clue on the room and a doom on the officer, but we have already cleared up all 3 of these, so none of these are true. And then after an investigator at the same location as a ready police enemy discovers a clue or deals damage to a humanoid enemy, the police gonna punch you because they don't want they don't want you hurting innocents. Yeah, so the police are not too bad. We can just talk circles around them. The problem is the What Have You Done? As an additional cost to parlay, you must discard a card at random from your hand, and as an action you can shuffle it into your deck. So this is definitely going to be one where we keep drawing it over and over again. Anyway, let's draw our encounter card, and oh, it's a Driven to Madness. Attach it to the nearest humanoid enemy. It gets +1 fight, +1 health, +1 evade. It loses aloof and cannot be parlayed. After this evaded, discard Driven to Madness. Now, here we have kind of a lucky break, because I can attach it to the staff instead of the police. They were already not aloof. And we weren't, well, I mean, we were maybe going to parlay with them, but we can just evade them first. Yeah, so I think this turn is pretty straightforward. I could advance right now, but I kind of want to wait until I deal with the staff first, just in case that goes poorly. So let's move in here. Staff engages, because they're not aloof. Let's flash in, or fast in pickpocketing. And let's try to evade them to get rid of the Driven to Madness and make sure they don't punch us. And we'll commit this manual dexterity, of course. Do they get +1 evade? Yes, they do. So we are testing at a 6 versus 4. It's not the best test, but we'll take it. -1. Passes. Alright, so we draw a card from Manual Dexterity. We discard the Driven to Madness. And we exhaust the staff. Good enough for me right now. Then I'm going to... Oh, and we exhaust the pickpocketing. I'm just going to take a resource because I'm broke. Do I just parlay this guy to evade him? I mean, he's going to pick up this clue for me, and I kind of like that. I kind of appreciate him doing that. You know what? Let's grab the other evidence. So we have a manager's key stained by blood. Put into play area, and when defeated, you know. A seemingly inconspicuous key with the word office etched on one side. Was the victim a member of the hotel staff? What diabolical scheme was in motion at the Excelsior? There are 2 in play, so we advance to... Put each of the set-aside locations in play, removes the remainder of the lead stack from the game. So, we add the roof, a couple of rooms, I'm going to move this one down 1, and some basement stuff. Then, you tell that I've played the scenario a lot, that I basically just put it down without really knowing. Okay, so because we have the manager's key and the Tome of Rituals, we have the all enemies version. We find hotel security and cultists of the Enclave and shuffle them into the deck. There's going to be a lot of enemies in this deck now. Which is, you know, gonna be a problem. Along with the encounter discard pile. So we just give it a big old shuffle, and now we can continue. Thanks to the leads you discovered in the suite, you're fairly sure whoever framed you is still in the hotel. Where to find this person, look at the leads you found, you feel like the answers are right in front of you. Learn more about your leads by placing clues on them, using abilities on some locations. The more clues, the better. If each lead has at least 1 clue on it, you can advance, but we probably want 2 so that we can convince the police that we were not involved. So the 2 clues that we have are related to the... Yeah, so the office door you cannot enter unless you have the manager's keys. Haha, we have the manager's key. And the Tome of Ritual awaits us below. So that is the basement. So these are the 2 locations that we care about the most. However, some of the locations on the top are also VP locations, so we definitely want to clear those out. So let's go to room 224 as our last action. 1 victory point, 2 shroud, 1 clue, and then we can move clues to the time-worn locket, which we don't have, so no. Enemy phase, this police officer is going to follow us in, and then move a clue from the location to its doom side. Guess what? We're going to get that back later. And then we go to upkeep. Ready the conspicuous staff. Doom on. Encounter cards. It is a hotel guest. Spawns at the nearest hall location, which is going to be the 2nd floor hall again. And the same text where she keeps adding doom, and then we have to discard her. Alright, well, first things first, we need to make sure that What Have You Done doesn't bother us anymore. So let's shuffle that back into our deck. I do like the fact that because I burned down the party last time, I feel like What Have You Done has some additional sinister implications for this playthrough. Let's parlay with this police officer. So willpower 1 test. And if we succeed, we get to either flip a doom and take control of it, or exhaust him. Well, we just care about the doom. So number of guests in play, that's 1. So does this work? Card does not have any clues on it. Okay, so you flip it over, and then it works. Excellent. So that's the VP that police officer just got from us. Very nice. Let's walk over here. We get engaged. Yeah, so I could just throw the Beguiled on him. Which is, I mean, if we keep having to deal with them, I feel like Beguiled makes sense. So yes, we will Beguile them. This is Alessandra's signature card. Does a lot of interesting stuff. For now, what we're going to do is we're going to use it to evade this conspicuous staff, which is a difficulty 1 because of our fine clothes. That's an easy succeed, so they are evaded. There's something to be said for pushing this enemy away, but because they have Hunter, they are going to chase us down. And I have to deal with the hotel guest right now, because otherwise we're going to be in trouble. So let's just do that real quick. Barely succeeds. Thank you, fine clothes. This is also discarded. Alright. Enemy phase. There is a location with a clue, so this police officer is friendly and going to walk over here. The staff readies and engages again. Oh, actually, sorry. My bad. I succeeded at evading the staff, so I will take a resource. I think I also draw a card, because I did succeed by 2. And then we upkeep. Okay, now we're looking good. Now we're getting the cards that we needed. Doom on. Counter cards. It's Mr. Trombley. The Madden Concierge. And he's one of the victory points. He's a humanoid staff spawned at the foyer. Hunter, after he enters play, immediately resolve the Hunter and Patrol keywords on each other staff enemy in play. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe that means that they immediately attack. It just means that they would move once. Police officer isn't a staff enemy. This is staff. So they just move, but they were already here. So we're good. I think the game plan is, because the most important locations for me are the ones at the bottom, I would normally want to leave those last. However, with him also having, Mr. Trombley also having Hunter, and the ability on Sergeant Moreau, I'm kind of feeling like I want to deal with that first. So let's parlay evade the conspicuous staff. That's a -0, so that easily passes. I get a card and a resource. Ooh, very nice. I will walk down south 1 location. If you have to move while there's guest enemies, you have to do an agility test. There's no guest enemies here right now. There's just the Mr. Trombley. So I kind of want to use Watch This to get more money, because I'm actually kind of broke right now. However, I mostly want him to die. No, Mr. Trombley, I expect you to die. I think that's what we're doing. We're spending 3 resources, and we're playing Backstab. 4 to 4, 6 to 4, 7 to 4, doing 0 resources, 8 to 4. We're not missing this attack. There we go. That's 3 damage. And then I'll provoke an attack of opportunity, moving into, let's go into the office. At which point I will trigger Sergeant Moreau. He may be assigned damage and a horror dealt to any investigator location, even if he's uncontrolled. So I'm going to put 2 damage, and I'll put the horror on Leo. Reaction. When he is dealt any amount of damage or horror, exhaust him. Deal that much damage to a non-innocent enemy at location. Any investigator may trigger this ability. So we will deal 2 damage to Mr. Trombley, and he will be defeated, which is our first victory point secured. Or technically second, because we got the location. We were moving into the manager's office. Right, this is the intellect test, but we also just have 2 clues and a victory point, so let's get to work on getting those first. 8 minus 3 is 5, succeed by 2, let's grab this clue. 1 second, I have to cough, and I don't want you all to hear the inside of my lungs. That's better. Sip of water, please stay hydrated. And let's go to enemy phase. So, nearest locations with clues, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna move this guy here. I'm gonna pick up this clue. Upkeep. Vamp, we ready all the cards in here. Doom on. We draw encounter cards. Driven to Madness. The nearest humanoid enemy is our friend, in quotation marks, the Conspicuous Staff. So, again, it gets stronger, but if we just evade it, it goes away. I don't think this will be a huge problem. Of course, those are famous last words, so we'll see how that goes. Let's try to investigate here. Why am I spending a lockpick charge? That's not how lockpicks works. We get the other clue. And now we can test difficulty 0. For each point we succeed by, we may move a clue to the manager's key. Let's do that immediately. I'll commit a perception, so I'm at 6 versus 0. Had to happen eventually. I'll try again. 4 versus 0. 0. I'll just move all my clues to the key. And my last action, I'm going to walk into the basement. Action. Test intellect 1. If you succeed, move a humanoid enemy at any location once towards the basement. After you defeat an enemy in the basement, you can move any number of clues controlled by investigators at the basement to the Tome of Rituals. So this is actually kind of tricky. We have to defeat an enemy in the basement, which my deck is notoriously not great at, but we do have this vamp. So I think we'll make it work. That's going to be my turn, because I can't use Beguile while this guy is driven to madness. He'll move here. He'll move here. And then we go to upkeep. That's one more way to deal with an enemy. Doom on. Encounter cards are Noxious Fumes. Oh, this is actually really nice. So it's an agility test. We test agility 3, and if we succeed, we can move to a connecting location, which is exactly what I want to do. If we feel we take 2 damage, but, you know, let's not worry about that part. Because we just draw another sign. That's really strong. If you succeed, choose a non-elite enemy at your location or revealed connecting location, automatically evade that enemy. We will automatically evade the Conspicuous Staff. When that happens, we'll discard Driven to Madness. Sure. Because we succeeded, we also get a free move. So we will move over here. Well, I feel like all the things I was planning on doing just got a billion times easier. I'll trigger pickpocketing and just take a resource. Why not? Yeah, so as a reminder, I didn't succeed by 2 or more on the evasion attempt, because I didn't perform an evasion attempt, I just auto-evaded. I can still trigger pickpocketing, I just only get one of the 2 instead of both. So I want to get this clue using the Conspicuous Staff. Yeah, combo! You know, I don't usually, you know, pop off like that, but sometimes it does work out. It's kind of funny, because as the board is right now, I just don't really have to worry about too much. So let's start by dealing with the police officer that has a Doom on him. Move over here. Parlay. It's a willpower 1 test. Succeed. I will flip this Doom over to its clue side and I'll take control of it. I don't believe I can move in here. I have to do an agility 4 test. I'm not super confident on that. I don't want to toss out my pickpocketing, so let's go to the roof first. Another victory point. And a agility or combat test to move, and then we can move clues to the alien device. Well, that's not happening. But what is happening is using an action to investigate with lockpicks. Yes. And then I will use the ability on Beguile to try and investigate there. And that is also a success. So that's a pretty good turn, if I do say so. Let's go to upkeep. Wait, sorry. First we got enemy phase, because there is a clue on the board, so he's gonna try to move his way to the basement. Oh! Of course he showed up now. Zamakona! And I believe I am no longer in possession of either of my backstabs, because if I'm not mistaken, I have spent both of them. Yes. So that's gonna be a problem. I forgot. Actually, hold on. Looking at my board, I might have some answers to Zamakona. Alright. Dumon. Encounter cards. Oh, it's the hotel security. Nearest empty location. Let's put him over here, because I don't want to have to deal with him. Hunter and retaliate. If there's at least a guest enemy in play, it loses Hunter and gains patrol nearest location with a guest enemy. Okay, so obviously priority 1 should be dealing with Zamakoma. If only we could take Versatile for Dynamite Blast in this format. I mean, we can. I've talked about at the start that there are these contracts. Unfortunately, I already spent my contracts on, good cards. Not saying Dynamite Blast isn't good, I'm just saying Versatile isn't good. You should just play a Guardian and put Dynamite in. I have been talking about doing a second playthrough with two-handed solo. Or, yeah, two-handed solo, so maybe I'll put Dynamite in that deck. Because I think it's time for Knife. I believe it is, in fact, time to fight. So we'll walk into this location. We'll walk back to the second floor hall. Zamakoma will engage us. Quick question. So I could... Oh, right. I could skip downstairs, but I don't want to do that, because then I'm at the same location as a police enemy, which is bad. So let's attempt to evade him. Let's put down the second pickpocketing while we're doing this. Number of guest enemies in play. Big old Goosack, 0. So I will draw a card. Oh, that's unfortunate. And I will gain a resource. So we're not really in the parlay opportunity right now, but so be it. Let's backstab the ever-living F out of Samakoma. That's 2 damage. And now I do happen to be in possession of this knife. So I'll exhaust it. I'll take 1 horror. Get +2 damage and deal +1 damage, +1 combat and +1 damage for this attack. Do I want to commit the vamp? No, I really don't. I mean, I think that much is obvious. Do I do it anyway? I'm currently 1 over, which, with the way the bag has been going, I'm gonna guess it. Yes! Alright, stab to death, obviously. And we draw a card. Cheap shot, that would have also been an acceptable answer to Zamakoma. So kind of awkward. I might have to parlay here. Discard a card at random from your hand. It could hit the weakness. Kind of funny. Alternatively, we could run back upstairs and let the enemies deal with each other. I don't hate this plan. I kind of dislike that I don't hate this plan. Yeah, let's try that. We'll walk back upstairs. So, enemy phase. This guy moves here. This guy moves here. This moves here and then takes a doom. And then we upkeep. Watch this. Face plans. Doom on. And counter card. Filters the Enclave. Spawns in the basements. After attacks, reveal a random token. If you reveal symbol token, put a doom on the current agenda. Alright. Well, first things first. Get this out of here. Second thing, let's evade the hotel security. Difficulty 0. Success. This is actually a evasion attempt. Thank you, Begal. So we'll draw 2 and gain 2. Are we sure Alessandra's not broken? Then we'll try to evade the conspicuous staff. Let's commit Nimble and watch this. Whee! Let's gain 3 resources and get 3 free moves. So, evaded, evaded. 1, 2, 3. Guess what? We're in the basement. Well, that worked out. Let's parlay with the Arkham officer. Not an attack of opportunity, just because it's a parlay. We could take 1 hit from the cultist. So that's that clue accounted for. So if how does this work again? If we oh right, they immediately engage as well. So I don't want to do that as my last action because I'm gonna get shoot on. Let's just evade the cultists of the Enclave for the 3. I don't really need the cheap shot, but I might need the cheap shot for something else. -1. The thing about the scales bag is if you have all cultists, it's ridiculously easy. The other ones are -3s, but this one's a -1, and if you just don't kill any of the innocents, which you kind of shouldn't be doing anyway, it's a really easy bag. Okay, so I have 1 VP location not spoken for, but otherwise I basically have the scenario finished. The victory point side of things. So yeah, we're upkeeping, we're adding doom. I mean, I should be. I'm pretty far. Violent Outburst. Nearest humanoid enemy readies, moves 1 location, and attacks you, reaches you, and then makes an immediate attack. I'm just gonna have this Arkham officer punch me. I could have had the cultists of the Enclave do it, but they might add a doom to the thing. Plus, I need to evade this Arkham officer anyway, so I'll take a damage. Let's evade the Arkham officer. Throwing in a fine close. Right, this way we can actually even test agility instead of combat, which is kind of easier. There we go. Draw a card, gain a resource, draw a card, gain a resource. I had so expected to draw the weakness there again. Let's parlay with this cultist and kindly explain to them why we need to stab them. This is the combat test. Against difficulty 1, which is like the trickiest one. So with 3 against 1, that's a success. So we defeat the cultist of the Enclave. And there's a trigger here on the basement. After you defeat an enemy in the basement, move any number of clues controlled by investigators at the basement to the Tome of Rituals. So let's move... Oh wait, no, it's 4 clues, right? I was going to say, I didn't get 7 clues. But it also counts the clues on me. So let's move those clues over to the Tome of Rituals. And now let's figure out what to do with the rest of our turn. I probably need to evade or move these 2. Maybe moving is better, because that way I don't have to deal with both of them at once. And it would be nice to get rid of my Unspeakable Oath, although I'm at 8 cards left in my deck. I'm probably going to loop before the scenario is over. Let's draw a card. Let's play a cigarette case. And let's spend an action to move the staff 1 room over. Alright, so we go to upkeep. Sorry, we go to enemy phase. This moves here. This readies. This moves back here. We upkeep. And then before we go to the Mythos phase, we are going to advance. The Truth. Where's the booklet? Oh, here it is. Excellent. Alright. Scenario interlude, The Truth. Yeah, it says page 10, but it's absolutely not page 10. Okay. We're gonna lie. Alessandra does nothing but lie. So, The Truth 3. If the investigators cleaned up the blood, hit the body, and tidied up the room, we did, and there are no innocent enemies in the victory display. Listen to your stories with skepticism, though he seems to come around the more evidence you present him. Alright, he says. You're under duress. Drugs, maybe. Greatest sound to please fit. I think you're telling the truth. But if there's someone else pulling the strings, we gotta figure out who, or nobody gonna believe either of us. A drop of sweat slides down his forearm. Come on, let's go. The police are on your side. Take control of the story of Sergeant Moreau. Which means, bye Leo. And search the encounter deck, discard pile, for all copies of Arkham Officer. And get rid of them. See, if you're just rich, then the police will leave you alone. Yes, this is a political statement, you know. Go off. Truth 7. Alright, find the 2 lead assets. Manager's Key and the Tome of Rituals. The Enclave have wrested control of an inhuman brain through a vile ritual and blood sacrifice. Now the cult uses the brain's vast intellect and strange secretions to possess others to their bidding. Oh no, it is the brain one, so we're not gonna get max VP. All right. Move. Remove all Doom from play. Advance to the true culprit 9. Version 9. It is both the current act and agenda. Move all clues from Sinister Solution to Tome of Rituals. Wait, sorry, Sinister Solution. Oh, I got the wrong one. I've got the manager's key in the Tome of Ritual. The manager's key and Tome of Rituals are in play. The Enclave has been performing a terrible ritual for days, intending to change every last human inside the Enclave into wretched monstrosities. The staff were the first to change it. If you aren't quick, you'll be next. The transformation has already begun. Move all Doom from play. Advance the acting agenda to the true culprit number 10. Sorry about that. I completely misread which version I'm supposed to play. Where did I leave the other? Oh, there they are. Excellent. Search. Number 10. I'm doing the right one now, right? Yes. Manager's key, Dome of Rituals. Okay. Where does a person get this game? Hi, Britter. I've only seen a physical tabletop version available. I've never played something like this, and it looks cool. So, if you're asking where do you get the game is a physical card game. It is built, designed, sold as a card game, and I can only recommend that you buy the card game because it's great. If you're asking where to find the tabletop mod that I'm currently playing, if you ask around on the internet in the right places, you will be led to a tabletop or to a Discord server that has this mod that is being kept up to date by fans because accessibility and stuff like that. And also, I play a lot with a group of Americans, and we're not doing webcam sessions. Sorry, I know FFG suggested at one point we're not doing that. We're just using the tabletop mod. But yes, if you're looking for this game, it is a physical game. I recommend buying that. But yeah, there is a tabletop mod available. I think I can post the link in chat. Give me a second. Yeah, the thing is that like we're not supposed to talk about Fight Club. Realistically, FFG knows that the mod exists and they don't really care about it that much because the game does fine. But it is possible for people like I think specifically the people over at the Mythos Busters don't really want to be known as the server where you get the illegal mod, which is understandable. I think that people who have done preview cards in the past have used this mod. Like I'm pretty well known for using the mod, and I've got preview cards for the last couple of previous seasons. So it's not like FFG is like super hard on the mod, but it is one of those things where it's like, yeah, don't talk about Fight Club is a good way of putting it. Everybody knows, nobody does it. Okay, each guest enemy loses victory 0, loses innocent, gains cultist. Well, that's not good. Basement gains. Action test. Willpower or agility 4. You remove a clue from a lead asset in the basement. Reduce the difficulty test by 2. If you succeed, remove a doom from the agenda. If there's no doom on this agenda, advance. Alright. And there should be, I believe... oh, wait, sorry. Dimensional Shambler in the basement. Yeah, I think a lot of people will agree with the idea that I have literally all this content that I'm playing right now, but I'm not going to live stream my physical copy. The base game is Tabletop Simulator. It's just look it up on Steam or whatever. I think it's only on Steam. Shuffle each guest enemy victory display along with the counter discard pile. Well, that's easy. Put 2 doom on the true culprits. All right. You are welcome. We are now ready to continue playing. Alright, so we have the Dimensional Shambler. After it deals damage, reveal random token from the Chaos bag. If an autofill symbol is revealed, it snatches you from this dimension. Remove Dimensional Shambler from the game and you are defeated. Let's not have that happen. Right, so our objective is to test willpower agility a bunch of times, and if we succeed, we get to remove the Doom from this. That being said, Dimensional Shambler, Victory 2! Let's focus on that first. That being said, I think all of my ways of dealing with that are in the discard pile right now, so yeah. Blood on my hands. There's actually not really any blood on my hands, so this shouldn't be too hard. I mean, I say that, I did murder a whole bunch of people at a party, so maybe there is that. There we go. Alright. So, Dimensional Shambler, I believe, is elite. Yeah. So Beguile isn't gonna work. But really, I think what we need to do is draw through my deck until we can flip it. And, you know, not die to the Dimensional Shambler. That would also be kind of nice. Yeah, so let's start by evading Dimensional Shambler. Well, to be fair, Matt, I didn't murder anybody at the party. I went like you, Alessandra, went in and got out as soon as people started flipping because I got four. I think I got four interviews completed before like the first person flipped. Maybe I got three done and then one person flipped and then I quickly completed the fourth and then the last person needed to interview flipped and I was like, well, that's my cue to leave. Except then I went outside and there was this option to, you know, get an extra point of conviction. I think you know the one that I'm talking about. And yeah, you know, don't worry about it. That's a fill, isn't it? We're just doing a basic of 8. 4 against 3. Male dexterity. That is a failure. That's unfortunate. Well, let's try again. That's a success. I think I'm just drawing more cards. Yes, I did absolutely do the thing. Oh, right, I put this card in my deck. Card's great in this situation. I completely forgot that I put this in there, but it's actually like S tier in this situation. So, suggestion: you can use it to evade adding your willpower. That's exactly what this scenario of situation needs. That's great. And then I have a parlay left, but I would have to discard a card at random. Do I care? I mean, I kind of want to move these guys back a bit. Yeah, okay. So, okay, one time hit the weakness. Shuffling, shuffling, I'm not looking. Ah, we got the Leo. Alright, it's fine. We have an ally slot occupied already. I just like he takes up an ally slot, right? He's in your like threat area or something, but he's not like it's not like he doesn't take up a slot. So weird. Anyway, I activated the ability to move them up there again. So enemy phase, these guys move in and attack me. It's fine, I basically haven't taken any damage or horror. And then upkeep. Oh boy. It's a friend. For the Stormal Investigators. I think that's gonna be over there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I want to put him in 202, but yeah. Yeah, it's so weird because he doesn't take up he's not in your play area, but he still counts as like yeah, it's an unusual situation for sure. I should probably remove some of the Doom in play. Uh-oh. Well, okay. Matt, you got any dynamite I could borrow? Stuff's getting a little exciting over here. Maybe a little more exciting than I want. I would like to have Stir the Pot in my deck, but I don't. Alrighty. Well, let's start by using Suggestion to evade the Dimensional Shambler, because that's just got to be priority number 1. Yeah, and I said you were right, okay? I said you were right at the time. It's just that, like, Versatile isn't a good card. I'll take 1 horror and shuffle and draw. Okay. Yeah, I have Nimble. I also just drew a Vamp, so that can help. I just don't think I'm dealing with this hotel security, like, ever. Right, but I wanted to vamp the Shambler, because I want to kill the Shambler for victory points. The greed is real, people. The greed is real. Yeah, let's just like try to leave this all behind. Evade the hotel security. Yep. And then Yeah, I don't play Force Learning. I mean, I have played Force Learning in the past, but I don't play it right now. Evade the Cults of the Enclave. And I'll throw in a second Beguile because... Oh, no. 6 feet 3, -2, -4. That is a fail. There's no need to keep Sergeant Moreau in play, is there? You know what? I'm just gonna do it. Action that's gonna provoke an attack of opportunity to do the thing on the agenda. So this provokes attack of opportunity. It's gonna attack. It's gonna deal damage here. All right, it doesn't. It doesn't kill her. Sorry. Back up. Back up. I forgot that it doesn't actually kill her. In that case, we might just wanna. I mean, none of the cards in my hand right now are like critical, so maybe I just what have you done? Like I played through the what have you done. But I need to get some amount of enemies off the board, because I can't deal with this many enemies every turn. So I'm going to Vamp. I'm gonna play Vamp. When I do that, I have to discard a card at random. Because it's random, it can't hit my weakness. Yes! Got there! Alright, this is a difficulty 1 test. Let's hope that's enough. Yes, okay. Kill that enemy. Okay, now we have... Yeah, let's try to get a Doom off of the thing. Difficulty 2, testing at 4. Excellent. Okay, so that's 1 Doom off the agenda. We can at the very least like try to keep pace that way. While I find my backstabs and whatever. Alright, so these move here. This all readies and gets ready to muck me up. Upkeep. It's another Guts. Like, it's not... it's not the card we're looking for here. Noxious Fume. Okay. Well, we're gonna agility test here, obviously. We are succeeding, so we get a free move. Let's move over here. And I think I'm just gonna hard play through What Have You Done, because none of the cards in my hand really matter. We're just gonna parlay 4 times and deal with the situation that way. Which is kind of funny and kind of weird. Actually, well, I guess I can suggestion evade the Shamblers. That's still better. Okay. So that draws me 2 cards and gains me 2 resources. Oh, well, that's that problem sorted. Sometimes it just works out that way. Well, in that case, I don't want to do the whole parlay trick as I did. Oh, also, these guys are engaged with me. Yeah, we no longer want to parlay all the things, but also we have an answer now. Let's evade the hotel security. Oof. Can I just tank this? No. Maybe? No. Let's evade hotel security. Just need a not draw -4. There we go. Let's... The thing is, like, I'm so close to being able to ignore this stuff. I'm kind of on team... Yeah, I'm just gonna start taking hits from them. I'll take a damage, and I'll put a horror on Moreau to put a damage on them. And I'll play sneak attack, do 2 damage to the Shambler. Because, like, I need to get the Shambler off the board so that I can finish the scenario. Upkeep, everything ready. Oh, I take another hit from the stuff because I didn't deal with them. Do I still need to find clothes? I don't think I need to find clothes anymore, so they can go. Upkeep. Well, sometimes you just got it. Doom on. Driven to Madness. Well, I kinda had that feeling, yeah. Did it give +1 health? Yeah, so we're gonna put this on the staff so that it doesn't... Because we're just gonna keep evading them. Yeah, so... That is right. I'm going to suggestion evade the Shambler. Nice. Oh, I actually forgot that I have LCC, so let's just quickly draw 3 cards and get some more money. Let's In that case, I can cheap shot. Well, but no, but okay. Yes, let's just basic evade. Let's not get too funky here. Let's just basic evade, throwing in some icons. Nice, 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 nice. All right, let's do encounter cards down. And then let's play sneak attack, provoke attack from conspicuous staff, defend with Sergeant Moreau. Sergeant Moreau kills this guy. Sergeant Moreau, unfortunately, is not going to make it to retirement. I mean, the thing is, like, you get him anyway at the end of the scenario, so... but we play... Wait, I already paid for that. We play sneak attack, we put the Shambler away in prison, and now we can rush and finish the scenario. Although, maybe you should... I mean, I have all the time in the world, and I have, like, a victory point and a chance to talk with the man about a mask left. So maybe... Oh, okay, never mind. You make an excellent point for me to just GTFO. Okay, spawns in the basement. Cool. Suggestion evade the hotel security. There we go. Draw resource. Draw resource. Draw. Why not? So what is this? If there's no doom on the agenda, we advance. Because, yeah, in that case, I think my plan is to just move. Play Vamp, which provokes... it doesn't provoke. Sorry, it doesn't provoke. It means that what have you done is gonna eat a card at random, and Zamakoma is gonna get a Doom, and then we're testing Combat 2. Oh wait, no, I don't have. Oh shoot, it's a Combat 3 test. I forgot. I don't have my fine closeout anymore. Ah. Okay. Well, I misplayed that, but I didn't get punished. Chat can yell at me if they want for misplaying. I'm gonna do the willpower test on this agenda. I'm gonna remove a clue to get a -2 difficulty. I'm gonna throw in a guts. Nice. I draw a card and remove a doom. And then I will attempt that one more time. Yes, that succeeds. I think this isn't in the right spot. Alright, upkeep. Doom on. Counter card, blood on your hands. No, there's not. There's really not. He told you. I'm gonna spend 3 actions testing agility, trying to remove 3 doom from this agenda. Am I gonna get hit by the hotel security? Absolutely. Do I care? Not really. Okay, so I removed 2 doom. That's so awkward. Oh, it's so awkward. I just have 1 more. Alright. Enemy phase. Youch. Wait, did I? Oh no, I set myself up to get 1 shot at next turn if I draw the wrong encounter card. Chat, pray for me that this isn't the nearest enemy attacks you. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. Spawn at the nearest crime scene. It's right on top of us. I'm getting a little sick and tired of the situation, chat. I just want it to be over. Because the problem is, like, I'm adding a doom every turn. So I need to get several tests done in a turn in order to reduce it. I'm running out of clues pretty quickly. And, like, difficulty 4 is not actually... Like, difficulty 4 is not easy, which is kind of a surprise here. I'm gonna start by suggestion evading this guy. Okay, nice. Card, research. Oh, that could be big. Let's not do that then. Yeah. Okay. Honestly, let's just fucking backstab this thing. Like, I'm just gonna try to take enemies off the board whatever way I can. I'm worried that like I don't have the accuracy to hit the big guy, but yeah. Let's play Leo. Okay, now we have extra actions every turn. Let's just try to get the Doom off. It's like it's great except for like it's completely in the wrong order. But all right, this ready engages me. We upkeep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We put a Doom back on. This is the game that goes forever. All right, Hotel Guest. That's a really nice encounter card here because if I like it shouldn't matter, and it maybe means that we can finish this scenario. Yeah, I'm just gonna suggestion evade this guy every turn. Okay, because like it's cards and resources, and importantly, it's commits for this stupid test. Commit an unexpected courage. Try it. So it's 6v4. Maybe this is just the evidence that I should be being more greedy. Like I assume that there's at least one person in the chat who's like, you should get the last victory point. Right, yeah, so right now, I'm just gonna try to finish it. Like, there is a victory point here, but I've already got, like, a pretty solid run, and I don't want to ruin it. So, 7 to 4. There we go. We're done here. Completed this objective. The book is closed now, and as you fasten the latch and tuck it under your arm, you hope and pray that you can keep it safe and that it will never be opened again. You know firsthand that only madness lies within its weathered pages, and you now up to you to protect it from falling in the wrong hands. You breathe a bit easier and find some measure of comfort in knowing that the strange goings on of the Excelsior have been put to rest, at least for now. No one ever believed you, but it is all farce. Room 225 tonight. It is not over. Excelsior is quiet for now. I get probably one of the worst weaknesses for this deck, so that is kind of hilarious. I am quickly updating my Arkham Cards app. And then scenario ended. We got resolution 1. Do we want the Bloodstained Dagger? I think Zorzi's gonna leave the dagger behind because it is not. It's not really It's not really a fashion accessory, but she is going to bring Sergeant Moreau to her future parties because having a big guy standing in front of you when you get shot at is kind of nice. And then we earned Victory X, which is going to be 7 according to this, and I'm gonna just quickly double check. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Excellent. Yeah, keep in mind, it costs 3 XP to play the scenario, so in reality I earned 4 VP. Actually, that's not entirely true, because I have Obel. I have Karen's Obel, so I did in fact earn 6 XP. But I'm also paying for it with like a really rough weakness, so I feel I'm at least somewhat justified. That being said, you know, it's also true solo, who cares? I had a lot of fun. Thank you all for watching. Do any of you have any questions before I wrap up the stream here? Because, you know, I've been streaming for... How long have I been streaming for? How long have I been streaming for? Should be a thing there that says that somewhere. Over an hour. Okay. Yeah, I've been streaming for about 70 minutes. Like I said at the beginning, I am done with my study for now, but I'm also expecting to start job hunting pretty soon, so don't expect me to just suddenly have a bunch of extra free time. That being said, I still love Arkham. I love talking about Arkham, so if you want to chat with me, go to the Mythosbusters Discord server, discord.gg/Mythosbusters. I'll post it in chat as well. You can find me there. I'm Veronica there. Have Yeah, and enjoy. Check out the campaign play along if you haven't, or if you've like lapsed. We're back. There's a lot of cool, new, exciting things like these contracts. And it's just fun. It's nice to enjoy things. It's nice to have fun and have a hobby. And I know that that's maybe a little weird to say, but after spending way too much time trying to wrap up my studies, I'm glad that I have some time to enjoy my hobbies and to share it with you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll be seeing you until the end of time.